Good morning to another present over here. So today what we are going to see about Abdina, second unit that is which says about an motion sensor, proximity sensors and radiant sensors. Okay. So when you are saying about an motion sensors, so actually what are the expected outcome now in order to learn the various sensors where will be used in the application, and what about the apply the various sensors in the automotive and mechatronics applications. Okay. So when you are saying about an motion sensor, so actually it is an infrared human direction sensor which is opposed to a factory automation sensors that are used with factory equipment. Particularly, it is designed to be incorporated into various devices that exist around us in daily life. So, the term motion sensors, which can be used to refer any kind of sensing system which is used to detect motion, particularly motion of any object or motion of human beings. So, actually, this motion sensors, which is also called as motion detectors, and the motion sensors which are commonly used in security systems as triggers for automatic lights or remote alarms and similar applications. Actually, the work based on a wide variety of principles and will have a wide variety of applications. So, typical usage where we'll be using Arena will be used in the exterior doorways or windows of a building or for monitoring the area around the building. Upon detecting motion, they will be generating an electrical signal which is based on which some actions are taken. Okay, so some operate with much the same way, which is to be as a military radar scanner. Okay, we have to see about that. What is displacement sensor? What is motion sensor? What is position sensor? And what about the proximity sensors? So when you are saying about the displacement sensors, they are concerned with the measurement of amount by which some object has been moved. Whereas in the case of position sensors, they are concerned with the determination of the position of some object in relation to some reference point. Whereas in the case of proximity sensors, they are a form of position sensor which are used to determine when an object which has moved to within some particular critical distance of the sensor, and they are essentially devices which give on or off outputs. When selecting these sensors is essential, we are in need to take care of about an size of displacement, nature of displacement, the required resolution and accuracy, and what about the material of the measured object, and what about the cast. Okay. Before going into an potentiometer sensor, actually we are in need to know what are the types of motions of the sensors. Okay. So actually the motion sensor, which is a device, detects the motion of the people, and apart from that, it will appropriate to the main controller. The motion detectors, which are used different sensors like IR sensors, ultrasonic sensors, microwave sensor, and passive infrared sensors. So when you are saying about an PAR sensor, actually it is used to detect a person's body when the person moves in close proximity. And we know that they are to be very small and low power and inexpensive and easy to use over to. So usually the PAR which gives digital output when it detects an motions over on it. Whereas the case of an ultrasonic sensor, actually they are also called as transducers. These sensors are used to measure the reflection of a moving object. So when a voltage is applied in the form of an electrical pulse, in order to the electric transducer, it vibrates with a certain spectrum of frequencies and then produces the sound waves. When any obstacles comes to the spectrum of the ultrasonic sensors, so the sound waves will get reflect back and the process generates electrical pulses. So the motion of object detected with this echo patterns. What about IR sensors? So IR sensor is an electrical device that emits or detects IR radiation to sense the aspects of its background. Whereas the case of an IR LED sensor, so it emits the light that specifies IR wavelength. Okay, the motion detectors will be classified how on how they detect motion. Okay, so we'll have a active detectors and passive detectors. So when you are saying about an active detectors, so usually it is used for referred as an radar-based motion detectors, which activator sensors emit waves, that is radio waves, which reflect off nearby objects and detect back to detector. And we'll have a Doppler frequency shift detector, which will indicate that the wave has a hit moving object. Okay. Similarly, when you are saying about a passive detector, its infrared energy levels are analyzed by passive detectors. So these sensors which can detect objects that vary from the ambient temperature of the area being scanned. For example, a person will emit between 9 to 10 of infrared energy when the signal is received and shown to be moving across the area the most detector. So when you're saying about its applications, we'll have intruder alarms, automatic ticket gates, entryway lighting, security lighting, automated sinks or toilet flusher, hand dryers, automatic doors. Okay, this is about an motion sensor. And the next one we have to see about an potentiometer. Actually, it is one of the common sensors which is used for position measurement. It relates the change in position into the change in resistance as shown in figure over here. Okay, so a potentiometer, which is an instrument which is used for measurement of potential difference across the known resistance or between two terminals of a circuit or network of known characteristics. A potentiometer is also used for comparing the EMF of two cells. A potentiometer is extensively used in measurements where the pressure required is higher than that obtained by ordering deflective instruments or where it is required that no current be drawn from the source and the test, or the current must be limited to a small value. So when you are saying about its characteristics, it measures the unknown voltage by comparing with the known voltage. It measures using null or balanced conditions, hence no power is required for the measurement. The determinations of voltage using potentiometer is quite independent of the source resistance. Okay, and when you are saying about the resistance change, it is currently the proportional voltage changes in the electrical circuit of the sensor. So the relationship between the measured physical variable, translational displacement x or rotate displacement theta, and the output voltage for ideal potentiometer is given as an k into VR into x, or we have a k into VR into theta. So where the sensitivity k into VR of the potentiometer is a function of the winding resistance and the physical shape of the winding. So these are all the different potentiometer picture which shows over here. Okay, and when you are saying about the applications, actually, before going into an application, we'll have two different types of potentiometer. One to be the DC potentiometer, and other one to be the AC potentiometer. Actually, when you are saying about an basic AC potentiometer or DC potentiometer, actually, this will have a switch S, which is placed at the calibrate position, and we'll have a normal potentiometer circuit which can be placed accurately at any desired position along the slide bar. So since the resistance of the slide bar is known accurately, the voltage drop will be controlled by adjusting the values of current over on it. So the process of adjusting the current which will match the voltage drop across the position varying. Where we'll be using the application of DC potentiometer. We can able to measure current, we can able to measure high voltage, resistance, power, and we can able to calibrate voltmeter, ammeter, wattmeter. So everything will be using about a DC potentiometer. Whereas the case of an AC potentiometer, only the difference between that the magnitude of EMF is compared with the standard cell EMF. But in the case of an potentiometer, we have to compare the magnitude as well as the phase angle. Okay. So the following things which has to be considered for satisfactory operations. So in order to avoid error in reading, slide wire and resistance coil, the reading must be affected by stray or external magnetic field. The sources of AC supply should be free from harmonics. The AC source should be as sinusoidal as possible. The potentiometer circuit should be supplied from the same source as the voltage or current being measured over on. Okay, and when you are saying about an advantages and disadvantages, so the thing is to be that it is very versatile instrument. By using shunt and volt ratio box, it can be measured wide range of voltage, current, resistance, and the principle of AC potentiometer is also incorporated in certain specific applications like Arnold circuit for the measurement of current transformer errors. Whereas in the case of a disadvantage, a small difference in reading of the dynamometer instrument either in DC or AC calibration, which brings on error in the alternating current to be set at a standard value. On the presence of mutual inductance in the various parts of potentiometer and the internal capacitance, so we'll have a route of the wires affected. So applications, calibration of voltmeter and the calibration of ammeter and the calibrations of voltmeter. So thank you all. Next we can see in the next class. Thank you.